Big news, everybody. Buakaw was back in action this week, returning to K-1 Max. Now let's look at this timeline. He started in K-1 Max in 2004. Fast forward 20 years ahead, he is trying to pick up another K-1 Max title in an 8-man tournament 20 years after his initial win. That is wild. Very first thing I want to point out is he was well paid for this. His show money for just competing in the quarterfinals was this enormous amount of money. Had he gone on to win the whole thing, probably a big chunk more. But his opponent was a former Glory title contender. His initial opponent was supposed to be K-1 champion from China. That guy had to pull out due to injury, and then the Glory title contender stepped in, Stoyan. He put a very good performance on. I have not seen the full fight. I heard round number 1 was Buakaw's. Round number 2, we're gonna look at some fight clips, and then round number 3 was controversial. So as I understand, it could have been a draw, but either way, Buakaw ends up getting defeated in the quarterfinals. This has not happened for a long, long time. Buakaw getting defeated, plus we have to keep in mind that he actually got knocked down. And trying to count on my fingers the number of times this dude's been knocked down, it is very small. We need to look why this happened. Early in round number 2, we see Buakaw unleash his signature left round kick. Something habit-wise, I guess because he's been so skilled and so dominant over the last little bit, probably not fighting the top dangerous dudes in his division, like so many of them are in 1FC, but something he's developed a habit of is throwing the round kick and then coming down with one hand low, if not both hands low. And we see him get punished for it early in round number 2. Punch is landing, he gets hit, kind of backs up, but then takes some more leather on the face. He's developed such a confidence. But guys, remember, there's a reason your coach reminds you, hands up, hands up. And it's when we move on in this fight and we look at him execute the same kick, but again come with the left hand low for too long, not see the counter round kick at head level coming, where we recognize, oh yeah, the basics like hands up, there's a reason we're told to do them. And it only takes one moment where you just miss something coming. You blink, you think you're out of range, and then all of a sudden it surprises you and Buakaw gets that flash knockdown, which cost him the fight. Everybody who's been on the channel for a while knows Buakaw is one of my favorite all-time fighters. I do many videos on him. I have trained alongside him. Nice dude. Super impressed by his technique. So tough, like one of the toughest guys in fight sports. I love talking about him, watching him fights. I would have been thrilled to see him progress and take home another K-1 belt. But when you go from being, okay, I'm 42 years old and you're fighting people and you're just a tiny little bit off, you just take that tiny little moment where you're like, okay, I'm gonna round kick, but not worry about the counters. That's all it takes sometimes. So stay on point with your defense, guys. Remember, I have a defense course. I'm gonna put a link right there. You can jump on that, get all my tips and tricks and all the drills I've used throughout the years to win myself all these belts. Thank you for joining me, guys. As always, train hard. I'll see you back here soon for another video.